Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world watching the Urban Monk Mindfulness 101, Why Thinking is Killing You, live on A1R Radio and Moonstruck TV. Tonight, it's not going to be about teaching. It's going to be about me just running back over a few things that we've talked about and also giving you contact details for future shows. I'm going to speak to Dave at some point and start taking calls from you viewers out there with any problems that you might have. I get a bit tired of myself listening to myself, so I'd like some feedback, some questions that I can deal with in the space of time that we've got. So I've been away a while. As you've probably been aware, I've been to the good old US of A where it all started, just trying to catch up with mindfulness over there, a trip to Death Valley, just to reabsorb the energy of the universe and the now moment where this all started. Oh, just give me a second. Caller, give me a minute. Well, okay, you've got a minute. I don't know what that means, but here we go. So just recollecting in the Urban Monk. Oh, another one. Did you want a caller? Not today. I'm just going to go ahead and give everybody the heads up so we can start taking calls from next week, probably. Just have a look at UrbanMonkUK on Facebook, The Long Road to Richmond on Facebook. That was the original Facebook page before this all took off. And you'll find links. And we've also got a live website now, which is UrbanMonk.uk. So UrbanMonk.uk, but it's not the actual words Urban Monk, it's UrMo, UrMO.uk. So there'll be happenings on there. There'll be another book coming out soon, which is titled Why Thinking is Killing You, which is the theme of my talks. We started off living in the moment, being present, and that takes us full circle to how we think and what we think about. If we're thinking in the present moment, everything's good. If we're not, and we're identifying with something from the past or resurrecting a problem that we had and hoping for a better future, that's where the body starts to mess up, because the vibration of the brain affects everything within the body, the blood flow, the internal organs. 80 to 90% of all doctors' visits in the UK, and I'm pretty sure it's probably higher in the US, are for stress-related and anxiety issues. So check out those details that I've given you. My book, The Death of a Narcissist and the Best Yorkshire Bunnies in the World, is available on Amazon. I've shown a picture of it before, but all you've got to do is Google Death of a Narcissist, and it's the one in green and black. So hit me up, have a look at what's happening, think about where you want to be, think about questions you might want to ask. And in the meantime, let's just think about being present. Let's just think about living in the moment. Thinking creatures that create. We are creative creatures that think. And it's when that thinking goes awry that we start to have problems. And I'll go on about it. I'll keep going on about it until you get to the bottom of where your anxiety is coming from. I'm also starting a new job with a counselling group in the UK, dealing with people that have gone for what we would call typical forms of counselling, and they're not achieving the results they want. The owner of the business has decided that once they've got to a certain level within that counselling, they need a little bit of nowism, a little bit of urban monkism, a bit of reality to make them realise that it's not necessarily the circumstance that they're living in, it's the way they're dealing with that circumstance. And when I do my public speaking and my talks, I upset quite a few people, because I normally start off by saying every problem that you've got in your life is your own fault. And I'm saying that to you guys out there. Again, you might switch off, you might stop listening, you might want to dig a little bit deeper, because everything that's happening in your life, be it you're a billionaire, that's the way you think. If you're broke and you're on the bread line, as we say in the UK, again, that's because of the way that you've been thinking and dealing with life's circumstances. There's a lot to be said for just acknowledging the thoughts. As Professor Steve Peters, the author of The Chimp Paradox, says, It's a feeling, it's a thought, it's your chimp. Give it a banana, stick it back in its box, acknowledge the thought, and just move on. Learn from it. We get to a point in life where the problems we've had, and this is where I came from, but this is where the Urban Monk was born. The fact that my life was in such a state, functioning alcoholic, that I needed to learn a valuable lesson. Relationship breakdowns, problems with money, financial issues, real bad credit, all that kind of stuff that everybody talks about every day, but it's gone. It was then, and it's not tomorrow. So I've not got those problems right now in my life. So it is doable. I'm not going to pretend it's easy, but you have to go through. I won't swear because this might be on YouTube at some point, and you're not allowed to swear on YouTube. But you get the meaning. It starts with sh and ends in it. So when that happens, we curl up in a ball and we hope it goes away instead of confronting it. We confront it in the present moment. We plan for the future. I'm planning for next week's show, and in a time that doesn't exist. So it's a bit of a paradox, really, that I tell everybody not to live in the future, not to live in the past, but to live in the moment. Well, realistically, we can't do that. You've got to go to the doctor. You've got to go to the dentist. You've got an appointment with a solicitor. For whatever reason, you've got things to do in the future. It's just that we play movies in our mind about what could go wrong. And I'll give you a personal example. Got back from America, carried on doing what I do. And then on Saturday, I received a speeding infringement from a local constabulary, a local police force. And it was dated the 3rd of April. So it's taken some time to come through. And I received it on the 18th. And the deadline for the appeal was the 20th, which was yesterday. So it was the weekend, didn't have a chance to do anything, didn't have time to deal with it. And now the old me would have gone ballistic, shouting, throwing things around, panicking, worrying about losing my license, worrying about the size of the bill. But I filled the form in online and sent it off. And what will be, will be. When the fine comes, I'll pay it. When the fine doesn't come because I've got extenuating circumstances, then that'll be then. And as I've said to you before on many shows, when that email comes through and when that court date comes through and when that fine comes through, it will be now. So there's no point me winding myself up, ruining any relationship or friendships that I have because I'm getting agitated. I'll deal with it when it happens. I've dealt with it now, the way I'm explaining it to you. And when the result comes out or the end decision is made, it will then be now that then, if that makes sense. And if it doesn't, ring up, call in, and I'll explain it to you. I'll explain exactly what I'm talking about. So really, it's quite a quick show because I've been away and I've spoken to Dave and to Constance about carrying on with the show, which is great news. I'm up for this and I'm raring to go and to spread more nowism to you guys. So hit me up on UrbanMonkUK on Facebook, UrbanMonkUK@gmail.com, urmo.uk, the website, and check out Long Road to Richmond. It was because I was driving to Richmond in Virginia, and it's a hell of a long road for those of you that live out there. I'm sure you can appreciate that. I drove the entire distance, 2,700 something miles in 33 hours. Yep. And I was hallucinating, but it was the epiphany. It was the moment that the Urban Monk was born. So I'll leave that with you. I'll thank you for looking in today or watching on Catch Up. If you've got any comments on Catch Up, just make a note down there and I'll get to read them. If not, hang on till next week. Call in and I'll do my best to put your mind at rest and get you living in the moment. So it's been great talking to you. It's not really great to be back from the US, to be fair. 85 degrees down to, I don't know, it's 13 here today. Rain. When I was in the middle of Death Valley, it was 105 degrees, which for the people that know that place, it's quite chilly. There were actually people wearing trousers and jackets. Seriously. I just couldn't believe it. I was nearly melting. But anyway, I'll love you and leave you. I'll call a halt to it today and I'll move on and I'll see you all next week. Get ready with those questions and I look forward to answering them.